Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to Chainsaw Man chapter 139. But before we do that, like always, let's just talk about last chapter 138. I don't think I'm gonna be going through every single page or panel like I sometimes do. I just want to talk about specific things regarding the three segments of the chapter, which are Denji, Yoshida, and his awful bodyguard. Well, Denji's awful bodyguard. Then Asa with Yoru, and then at the end Denji meeting the longsword hybrid. So yeah, first we know that what's her name, Fumiko, I think, um you know tosses a bat towards a guy that was going to try and attack Denji, and then we see that he was carrying a gun, but it wasn't an actual gun, it was a model gun. Now I do wonder, because I've seen people talk about, already their theories and their assumptions about what this whole thing was. So some people were saying that, all of these people that were trying to attack Denji, and I'm going with trying because, yeah, I don't think any of them actually hit him. Even the first time, I was in 137, when Denji's still inside the karaoke room, the first guy, gets really close to hitting him, but doesn't. So I think, yeah, they weren't supposed to actually harm him. And the theory goes that it was actually Yoshida who hired these guys, and that's why this wasn't a real gun. So Denji was never in real danger from them, and he was trying to do something, or like to show Denji, basically. In the plan, what I think it could have been is that Yoshida hired this guy to try and attack Denji, but like I said, they weren't actually hired to harm him. They were just trying to act like they were going to do so. Then Fumiko was going to show her bodyguard skills and beat them up, and then so Denji could be showed that he doesn't need to turn into Chainsaw Man, or he doesn't need to fight at all. Other people can do it for him, and he can be protected. But Fumiko was just the terrible person to be using for that kind of plan. Not even talking about what she did at the movies. I don't want to keep thinking about it anymore. Like it wasn't. I know I just said that I didn't want to talk about it, but like Fujimoto didn't have enough with her, just actually just assaulting Denji in that, completely disregarding any kind of consent, but just being like, no, yeah, I'm gonna make her an adult, therefore consent was never going to be available for Denji. So what are we doing here? For one, I hope we're getting rid of her. But yeah, also just, yeah, so that's what Yoshida was trying to do, and by that, of course, this is all just trying to read between the lines. Yoshida was trying to show Denji a point, but it didn't come off as he wanted it to. And even though he says, something along the lines of like, oh, I appointed her as your bodyguard, there's a there's a definite chance that he was, someone higher than Yoshida in public safety actually told him, yeah, you haven't been doing a very good job at keeping Chainsaw Man in his place and actually protecting him. So we're just gonna switch you out for someone else. But then maybe either Yoshida didn't have any kind of influence of Fumiko being chosen as his bodyguard, or I would hope this is not the case, but he was the one that actually recommended her for the job. Because if she's his buddy, then, well, then he can keep a close eye still on Denji, as as an excuse of like, well, she's my buddy. I I don't know. But that's been the thought process behind this. And yeah, like I said, even though, yeah, it really did seem like Yoshida had no idea that Fumiko was completely ignoring her duty as a bodyguard and was just singing for stupid ass reason. Yep. When Denji is like, "What's wrong with you guys?" Yoshida is just looking at her, being like, "What?" while sweating. So yeah, I definitely don't think that Yoshida had it, like, Fumiko just does whatever the fuck she wants, and Yoshida is kind of like, okay, I was trying to do this, but obviously that did not work out, so let's just move on from this, because what he was trying to achieve was not achieved at all. In fact, it was the opposite, because Denji now does not trust her to protect him in any shape or form, because she can just get distracted super easily. And as we saw, by the end of this segment of the chapter, this woman is still like, oh, I'm still so interested in you, senpai. Shut the hell up, please. She says, that she only does that because he's Chainsaw Man. And how could I not be, senpai? You're the one and only Chainsaw Man. Denji doesn't react to this by like blushing or being like, oh, nice. But he's more like, oh, that's not what I want, though. And it's more so just proving the point that he been already believing that, people care only for Chainsaw Man, but they don't give a shit about Denji. And that's just so freaking sad. I do wonder how Yoshida will try to do something else to like try and convince Eiji that it's not necessary for you to fight, because he was trying to do it without spelling it out, but since Fumiko failed, like, she's in the negatives right now, then that's why Yoshida probably, well, he thought it was a success. He looked so proud of himself when he came out of wherever the hell he was and he started explaining it. But then when Denji told him, like, she wasn't doing shit to, to stop those guys, Yoshida was like, what? So, yeah. So that gives me hope that Yoshida, I don't know, that he'll be still quite active and still interact with Denji, even though I think, that he brought Fumiko to the movies because he thought Denji would be happier with that. Even though he was completely just fine just having Yoshida there watching the movie with him. So I think Yoshida kinda also tried to like establish Fumiko as, you'll be fine with her. Because he thinks that Denji doesn't like to be with him. I hope that's not the case, but maybe that's where we're going. And then when Yoshida tells him, you won't have to fight again, Denji just is not looking at him at all, and is just looking at the unconscious bodies of all the guys that he beat up, and he's just like, no, sure. And he looks like kind of like disoriented. Like he almost like, oh wait, yeah, I just did that. Like all the adrenaline that was pumping through his whole body after all the violence is just now gone. He's like, oh damn, I I guess that should be the case. Yeah, then we transition to Asa, just in her room and just being very happy that everyone seems to be loving her, even though they don't know her. It's not exactly, like Denji's journey, but it's a very clear parallel. But Denji is basically like two, the hidden identity. There's Chainsaw Man and there's Denji. And the public only knows Chainsaw Man, but, they don't know who. Well, they know fake Chainsaw, but they, even before that, they didn't know, who is behind, who's inside of Chainsaw Man. Whereas here, Asa just kills devils. Even though we know that people can see the scars and, Yoru's crazy eyes, they all attribute it to being Asa, all of her. So that's different. And she's definitely more so in the stage of, they really love me. They love me while looking at the screen, at the TV screen. So she's definitely still in a earlier stage over Denji is right now. She still hasn't, gotten the feeling like, well, people care about Asa, the badass devil hunter, but do they care about feral girl Asa? But I am definitely a little nervous of this really going to her head. So then we get to the end the scene, and that's where Swordman starts talking to Denji, and the first thing he says is about Asa and how, why is it that Asa is being put in the same level as Chainsaw Man himself? And it's interesting, it looks like they're actually using a picture of Denji. But yeah, I could be wrong, it's just a school uniform. But it looks to be him. And here, yeah, Chainsaw Man church posters, high school student, yeah. They say scars appear on her face when she fights devils. This, like, it did not click with me when I first read it. But now I'm like, yeah, this is a full-on confirmation that everyone can see the scars, because that was kind of a little bit debatable before, but now, yeah, okay, people can see it. Pretty memorable character, blah, blah, blah. And then she's just like, why does she just keep talking to me lately? I just want to be alone. And then this, you don't know me? That's cool, I don't remember you either. So this, also people say that it's because, Makima brainwashed all the hybrids. But I never had the notion that the hybrids lost their memories when they were brainwashed. That could be the case. But I don't think it was ever confirmed. But let's go with that for the moment. And I'm not even gonna try and guess, you know, any kind of like what are his intentions talking to Denji. How long has he been out of the world? Has he been contacted other hybrids? We don't have enough to go on. But he says you ought to know me, Chainsaw Man. So someone must have told him that because he doesn't seem to remember it himself. Okay, for real, who are you? If they call you Chainsaw Man, that would make me Swordman. Let's go with that. And then you just call him a loser. So yeah, those were all my thoughts and just kind of relaying what other people have been saying, and that I do think there's some credibility to those theories. But yeah, I've been talking way too much now for last chapter, so let's just read this one. Chainsaw Man and Sword Man, they're looking at each other. Does this jog your memory? When you fought Makima, a pretty strong sword wielder should have been there too. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm sure he's pretty strong, but and Denji wasn't really in, you know, that was Pochita. And you got, didn't you get one-shotted? That was me. Nope, long story, but I'm glad that Denji is just saying that from the get-go. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, that was not me. But I'm sure you're telling the truth, but I wouldn't know that. It is interesting though. I had the impression that Denji had been pretty much repressing everything that happened to him during part 1, because, you know, when Yoshida first shows up in part 1, not in part 1, in part 2, in front of Denji, he's like, do you remember me? And Denji is like, who are you? You know, I'm the one that was protecting you during, you know, when a bunch of international assassins tried to kill you. And Denji was like, that never happened. But here he doesn't seem to have any trouble recognizing what Swordman is talking about. Huh? Wait, you're not? Also, who told Swordman that Denji was Chainsaw Man? Chapter 139, A Chair's Feelings. What is this? Suzume? By Makoto Shinkai? I haven't watched that movie. I just know that, you know, the main guy turned it into a chair. Just for 2 long panels. They just stare at each other. and now Swordman's gonna think that he has the wrong guy. Look, I gotta go to school. Well, it is true that Pochita did fight the battle for himself. There's also the chance that, like, Denji is also saying this for the reason of, you know, I don't want people to know that I was Chainsaw Man, because of the agreement that he came to on his own because of Yoshida's ultimatum. Oh, we're doing the the transfer school trope. The transfer student trope. I mean, sure. I transferred here from Kanagawa. My name is Miri Sugo. I wonder if that's his real name or just, you know, something that's completely fake. My hobbies are running and playing the piano. Yeah, Denji looks like, what the hell? Oh, you cannot be serious. Is he a hunk or what? He's like a mashup on Denji and the student council president. Have you ever met the student council president? I don't think so. One more thing, I'm not here to make friends, so don't talk to me, you piece of trash. Damn, I guess he's only here to, I don't know, but like, let's say to keep a good eye on Denji. For what reason? Even though he was told by Denji. Yeah, that was not me. He's still gonna try and... Oh my god. The girls are still pestering him, even though he just said that. Do you have a girlfriend? Weren't you in a club at your old school? You have to play piano for us. They won't shut up. Hey Denji, will you get rid of them for me? Oh my god, I love this. This is not what I expected. But I'm welcoming it with open arms. And of course, Denji's just fuming because this guy is just effortlessly doing what he's always wanted. What do you want, dude? Spit it out already. It's private. Oh, don't mind me. I know what's up. I'm a public safety dog. Why is she... You know what? She probably paid Denji. Yeah. Public safety should know what's the deal with the hybrids. You're with public safety? Are you serious? Well, whatever. That's it? You're not gonna make a bigger deal out of it? Okay. That's interesting. I wonder how much does he remember? Considering I think public safety just had the hybrids just like lifeless corpses. And while Makima was just waiting to use them in the final battle. So I guess his beef was mainly with just Makima. I'm here as a Chainsaw Man Church messenger. You are? You're with the Chainsaw Man Church? I thought he was gonna have something against Asa. Okay. Keep talking. The weapons walk with the Chainsaw Man Church. All of them? Can you name which ones? Join us, Denji. The weapons? We're a community of people like you, people who can turn into devils. That's right. You know, this is something that actually Denji could really benefit a lot from, because the only hybrids that he's ever actually interacted with before, which were Katana Man, Reze, and Quanchi, they were all antagonistic towards him at some point. So he has never really truly had the opportunity to just bond and, share experiences with people that are pretty much like him in the way that they cannot die and they have a devil as their heart. I don't think this is a bad idea, unless they want him to turn into Chainsaw Man, and then he cannot do that because they want him as Chainsaw Man, right? They don't want him as just Denji. Most of the church's top brass are weapons. They're promising you a pretty high position if you join. How did they recruit you? How did they find the hybrids? I have so many questions, but I'm really liking this. Wait. It's the Chainsaw Man Church. You're gonna make Chainsaw Man the church's leader. Anything less is disrespectful to Senpai, don't you think? Yeah, what she said. Hey, it's a pretty good offer. You only need to pitch in a little with jobs they give you, and you can do whatever else you want. You can even turn down jobs you don't want to do. You can spend as much money as you want to. I go to the arcade and eat a steak every day. Ooh, that does sound like a pretty sweet deal. A steak every day? Yep. I knew Denji would grab onto that part of the statement. Wouldn't you get tired of steak if you ate it every day? I'd go with sushi. Yeah, sushi. I could never get tired of sushi. Oh, I'd want a daily parfait too if I could get it. I'd never get tired of parfaits either, even if I had one every single day. Man, shut up. No one asked you. I never get tired of Chinese food, even if I ate it for every meal. That's the Denji I know. Always valuing every food. The food is not the point, you idiots. What are you, little kids? I didn't take this job to chit-chat about infantile crap. Denji, you should understand. I should? I spent my entire life being used like a tool by worthless bastards. I heard it was the same for you. That's quite poignant, considering who's sitting on him. The panel right after this is just Denji actually having a serious look about it. Like he's actually considering that. See, that looks as bingo. Am I right? Yep. Bingo. Yep. I'm not about to worship you, but I am grateful to you with every passing day. In the Chainsaw Church, I'm truly free. I realize something. My body, my brain, I ought to use them for myself. Join me in the Chainsaw Man Church. I'll protect you from public safety and that sushi woman. Damn, that's a pretty big... you know what? Hey. I know the Chainsaw Man Church is basically run by family, who's probably gonna end up being the antagonist for part 2. But Swordman, he has a good way with words. And he has not sexually assaulted Denji. So he's already, hey, I don't know about you guys, but I'm already like, yes, Denji, go to them. Let's go, why not? Steak? You can just not listen to what people had to say. Unless, you know, it's family, and then then Swordman might have a skewed sense of what freedom is, concerning how Makima used all of them. But yeah, like I said, you know, how much does he remember from that? Who told him that even happened then if he doesn't remember? Why is he the only hybrid to have come in and asked for Denji to join? You transferred schools to give Senpai a recruitment pitch? Wait, Sugo, are you sure you aren't being taken advantage of again? You know, I hate her, but she might have a point. Huh? I'm not. I'm doing this of my own free will. Chainsaw Man, of all people, being a chair, it doesn't sit right with me. Oh, this shit. A chair's feelings. Denji's feelings. Yeah. No, just from the little bit we've seen of, Sugo was his name? What we've seen of him, I completely believe that he's being genuine. But let's see if Denji has something more to say. Butts feel good? Okay. Chairs are like content in their own way, you know? Yeah, maybe I can't eat a steak every day, but I do eat pot stickers and ice cream and other tasty foods. I'm happy with my normal life, plus a normal life was my dream. Oh, this hurts. This hurts. Remember, what was it? No, it was like 1:35 when Denji told Nayuta that he was never gonna turn into Chainsaw Man again. And then he went to the bathroom, and then he was basically like, you know, talking to Pochita and being like, hey, Pochita, this is fine, you know? Right? We don't want anything more than this. This is fine. Even though I've always wanted to aim for higher goals and dreams. Just what I have is good, right? But, you know, it was like he was trying to convince himself. Because Denji's normal has always been one that changes. Whether it's him living in a shed, hunting devils to pay off a debt that's not his own, or working for public safety, or even now just always just having to do this charade. If not, Nayuta gets killed. You know, Denji is normal. Has never been a fixed one. He's always, you know, whenever his situation changes, that's his normal. but he wants to have what the ordinary person of normal is. But that will never be him. But of course, just external forces are trying to squish all kinds of further happiness that he could have, or not further happiness, but freedom that he could have from wishing more than this. I'm not joining the Chainsaw Man Church. And Sugo just gets this angry, frustrated face. Or maybe it's disgusted, actually, because of what his past visualization of Chainsaw Man was. Forget it. Let's get this one thing straight. I didn't transfer here just to recruit you. I wanted to be your friend, Denji. Denji actually getting a friend because he doesn't have any. Not really. The closest thing is Yoshida, but there's a thing of like him doing it as a job, and even though I do think that it's more than that now, he's never been able to actually voice it like this. Then just really missing out on this opportunity, I feel like. But it makes sense on just everything ever since, the ultimatum that Yoshida gave him has just the action that he's been taking, it makes sense that it would lead to him rejecting this offer. Even though he agrees with Sugo, Denji doesn't think that he's allowed anything more. Because you're the one who killed Makima and freed me. Oh, we've just had one chapter with this guy and he's already won me over. And just the fact that he's not, I do wonder what's the intention, just the meta reason of why, character reason of why Sugo is not facing Denji, why we can not see his face as he's saying it. Like it's just, just he's feeling overwhelmed with emotion. But Denji is actually, his eyes are glued to his back as he's leaving. Too bad. If you came with me, you could sleep with all the women you want too. Oh, now that's the real kicker. No, that's really gonna make Denji regret this decision. And the door closes for good. Oh. On their repair, watch your head. So it's all going down the stairs. What? But then Denji's already in the stairs, waiting for him. Yeah, what? Bro, what is this? I thought only the audience was supposed to be confused, but no. So it's also like, what the? Did you teleport? Okay. I'm giving what you said a lot of thought. Bro, it's been 2 seconds. Oh, Denji can be so funny sometimes. About whether I've also been somebody else's tool, I mean. Go on. You're damn right. I was a tool. Chainsaw Man Church, sign me up. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Yes, this is what I wanted. Even if it's a trap. I still, there's just so much questions regarding the Chainsaw Man Church. I really need Denji to go inside there and see what's up with the whole structure and how it operates and what they are telling the people that are working for it. And then you can just pass up as just someone else. Although I do wonder how things will work out, concerning, they're. I don't think they're gonna tell the public, that he's the real Chainsaw Man. So I don't know how that's gonna go. But it don't matter. It don't matter. Chainsaw Man Church. Here we go. Public safety. Ew. Chainsaw Man Church. Yes. Yo, you get steak, and you can go to the arcade anytime. Plus, sex with anyone and whenever. Yep, that's definitely what Sugo should have said first. I mean, this chapter was just awesome. This is definitely my favorite ever since we had the one with, Denji finding out that the chainsaw in church had a fake chainsaw and was presenting it as the real one. That might have been like 135 or 134. But yeah, this was pretty good. I love the structure of it. Just Sugo as a character, I'm already so fascinated by. Although I still do gotta wonder, because, I said like so many questions during just reading this. But I'm like, like I said, I'm a Fumiko hater, but like, there's one thing she said that, yes, are you sure you aren't being taken advantage of again? I do think there might be some truth to that, and Sugo's just not aware of it or doesn't want to recognize it. It's not so much that he's the only hybrid that had the desire to go and get Denji to join the Chainsaw Man Church, but someone actually told them to do it, or like pushed him to do it in a clever way, but made him think that he was the one that came up with the idea. That would be a little sad, actually, because like the guy said, he does have a pretty understandable motive to want to befriend Denji, and why he had such a high opinion of him even before meeting him, which is, you're the one who killed Makima and freed me. Denji's basically his hero. Oh man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy with this outcome. Even if it might lead to some complications down the line, I'm willing to go through with it. I just know that Yoshida's not gonna be happy about this though. But I doubt that public safety will be allowed to go into the Chainsaw Man Church. I have so many thoughts, but I'm actually gonna probably leave it for next chapter video, since this is a pretty long video already. But yeah, it is interesting that out of all the hybrids that we've never met before, Swordman is the one that Fujimoto chose to have, basically, be the one to be sort of the most relatable to Denji. And even though I don't think he is a special case, considering, there were like, what was it, like another 3 more that we never met before the Control Devil arc. He's the one that gets to do this and have all this, just be, I don't know how to say it. be the one to actually have just this big moment of have Denji completely change his stance on what he's been doing for the last couple of chapters. By just, and this is just my assumption, by being as honest as he can be about his situation and his feelings. So we are going to the Chainsaw Man Church, and I'm hoping we're gonna get to see the other hybrids. I do wonder if we're gonna see any of the ones we already know. I just know the rest of fans are basically drooling at the prospect of it. But you know, this is unknown territory, so I would say I would prefer if we saw the ones that we never officially met, that were not brainwashed before they were brainwashed. So like the one I'm most looking forward to is the guy that looked like a flamethrower. I think he had like a light colored hair and glasses. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of person he is. But yeah, that the fact that Sugo went on to this big monologue about self-autonomy and just and trying to lure Denji with food and games, and even said the thing about, you know, I see you as this big person, not necessarily that he saw Denji in a pedestal, but just, you know, he had a reasonable amount of reverence for him, since he's the one that basically broke the shackles that Makima had on all the other hybrids, including him. So he wanted to form a relationship with him. And even though Denji did seem like he actually was thinking about it, but wasn't going to get the courage to actually do it, we all know Boy was so fast that he basically time traveled to being in the staircase before Sugo was. That's so funny. It's been a while since part 2 had this kind of comedy with Denji, in my opinion. So yeah. If you enjoyed my reaction to this chapter, please like and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.